Hi, let me see. I am having to use the new. All right, I think I'm live. I'm having to use the new version of Facebook Live, but I think it's mostly working. It seems to be flickering a little bit. If you see this, if you're watching, please, and can hear it, please comment and let me know that this is working because it's a little weird on my end. I apologize for the lighting. Okay, it does seem to be working. Yeah, I apologize a little bit for the lighting on my end today. We're doing some work in the house, and there is no power to the room that I use as of the moment. So I'm using my bedside lamp from upstairs. So it's a slightly weird lighting, but it should work well enough for what we need to do. Kind of goes along with the whole making it work with what you have at home kind of thing that we've been going for all the way along. So, anyway, what we have today is we're going to make we're going to use egg cartons. Basically, all you need are egg cartons, scissors, something to color the egg cartons with, and honestly, that's probably about it. You might need some sort of glue or tape. If you have it, that would be helpful as well for the second project we're going to do. The first project we're going to do is going to be these little penguins made out of a egg carton. Now I got to readjust completely to where my camera is. As you see, I used a little construction paper to make feet, so you can color feet orange, but you also don't need to use the feet either. I did paint the nose on. We're going to make another one of those, and then we're going to make owls out of egg cartons as well that are going to be a little bit bigger. I just wanted to show before we got into it, this is my finished art from last week. Just as a word of warning, if you're using these kind of pine needles, they will dry and fall off after a while. As you can see, most of mine have fallen off. So just as an FYI, be aware that is a thing that will happen. So when they do happen, you want to make sure you can dump them in the trash right away. So yeah, so there's that project from... Yeah, you can actually see a little bit more of my setup because of the way I am today. Here's my paints, and this is where I keep all of my stuff for it. We're at a little more of an angle because of my light, but I kind of like it. I think it gives maybe hopefully a little more easily space to do this. So I've already cut out a bunch of potential penguins. I have 3 different, so this is a corner one. You can see how wide it is between the 2 holes, which are where my fingers are. This one, which is a center one, so it's got 3 holes. It's got a hole back here. Got the 2. I kind of like, and then this one's kind of somewhere in the middle, where it's not. I think it's an end piece too. I kind of liked this guy has the 2 here because I like that it adds a little depth and width, and it kind of looks like maybe his little flipper arm wings. So I don't think I think I'm gonna use this guy. We're gonna try with this guy today. I need to pull. There we go. Figure out where my lighting is. And hope that those act as wings. So you can, as with most of my projects, you can use crayons. Aren't going to work super well on this. You can use them. It's just not going to be as dark. Same with Crayola markers, but paints work really well, and as do Sharpies would actually work pretty well for this. They'll eat up a lot of both of them. The egg carton will suck a lot of it up. You can also do this. Thank you, Afra. You can also do this with the egg cartons that aren't cardboard if you want. But the cardboard ones are going to work better because they're going to suck up the liquid better. So I'm going to start with, there's my black paint. And I'm going to need some white paint, so let me find the white. And then I'm going to need orange. So those are my three color color selections. Oh, I have a visitor. Hello, little visitor. This is Kara. Say hi, Kara. She is 13 today. She's an old pup, so she's gonna just, I suspect, just settle here in my lap, so you might see her at points as she pops up. Apparently she doesn't want to go upstairs today, so she's gonna hang with me. What I want to do is these, you can certainly draw, right, Afra? You can certainly draw a chest for the white part. When I did my sample one, I just painted kind of an arc with the black and then filled in with the white, which I think is what I'm going to do again today. Hi, Kara. What I did was I painted a chunk of it with my black. So here's my black. I'm going to paint. So I kind of painted. So there's my arc for my belly. And I kind of painted some of it. You have to be very careful because there's gonna be all sorts, way more nooks and crannies in this than you think there's gonna be. So, and as I said, you're gonna use a lot more paint or Sharpie than you think because it is going to soak it right up. But the good news is it's gonna give it a nice thick layer of paint. So it's gonna be nice and, to use a nice artsy term, opaque when you're done. You're not gonna see any of what's left. Yes, Afra, opaque. And it also makes it really easy to see where you miss spots. Now I might miss some spots today because again, it's my lighting's a little off from usual. But I can always touch them. You can always touch them up later. So we're gonna paint him good and black. I'm gonna probably need more black paint because even as much as I think I had enough, again, soaks it right up. So. Right, and I'm gonna leave a little spot down here where I'm pinching it for now because we're going to try and do this project, and I'm sure it won't actually work because it's me, and I am inherently messy. I'm going to try and do this with as little paint on my hands as possible. So, there's, you kind of see, I scooch it back a little bit. You can see he's black, he's got his little chest. And the good thing is that it also dries pretty darn quick. Not quite as clean as I need it to be. That black just does not want to come out of my brush. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna pop out a little bit of my white. Yes, Afra, white. I know that's not your favorite color. I understand. And we're going to pinch it in the same spot I was pinching it before. So that's my only non-painted color. And I'm going to paint his chest white. Now, the funny thing is, since I picked the piece I picked, and his chest's going to be a little gray because you should let it dry a little longer than I did. So I'm picking up a little bit of the black in there, but I should be able to just paint over that. All right, so there, now he's got a very white chest, especially with my lighting system that I have going on right now. Let's see, do I have more comments? I can't quite tell. Oh, I do have more comments. Alyssa was concerned that I would switch rooms so there would be no Afra. Yeah, it did occur to me for a minute when I realized that there was no power in this room. But to be honest with you, the only room we have a good table in right now, because I don't know if I mentioned before, but we've been moving into this, in the midst of all this, we've been moving into the house where we live now. And the only good table I have is literally in this room, and all the art supplies are here, and it would have taken a lot more effort on my part to do that. Yes, Afra. Than to go just get my bedside lamp. But yeah, so there's this little chest. I think think we're dry, so now we're going to do a tiny bit of orange. And you just need a smidge of orange because you're just doing... You can also paint his little feetsies on him if you wanted. I am not going to paint his little feetsies on him. I'm going to paint... I'm going to paint a triangle beak. Oh, this is not going as well as it did last time. Oh, it's not pretty, but he's got a little triangle beak. Triangle-esque. Actually, it looks like a heart, especially when I turn it that way. Looks like he has a little heart beak. So you know what? I'm going to keep it because that's cute and I like it. So he's going to have a little heart beak. And now I'm going to... I think I might have enough black. A little hard to tell again with my lighting, but I'm going to touch up some spots here that I missed earlier, and I'm going to finish painting him black. All this part over here. Paint him. Paint, 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 paint. Paint, 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 paint. All right, there, he's now painted all the way around. He's painted black. Yeah, the little guy I found as an example that gave me the idea to do this, he was, get my sleeve in the, he was painted, he was one of the corner ones, but I kind of I think they look cute with the little legs. Here, let me scooch him back again. I think he looks cute. He almost looks like with his little wings. So I'm gonna let him dry for a minute. Yeah, you can totally do all sorts. You can make him a specific kind of penguin. I'm going for the generic kid penguin. But you could give him. Yes, Afro, I'm getting to that. You can give him little belly spots, or you could give him, the little, some of the ones have little crusts on their heads. You could make that out of construction paper if you have it. But also, if you don't have construction paper, he also looks really cute this way, without the little feet. Obviously, if you do the little feet, you do need to add, you will need a glue. What I did the first time is I took some of this leftover orange. Yes, Afra, orange construction paper, and you'll notice that I didn't just cut out his feet shape. I cut out, you can see it if I turn it upside down, little tabs to glue up. And I have glue, although I might use, well, no, I can't move the dog, so I'm going to use this glue because it's the glue I can reach. It's just Elmer's clear washable glue. So I'm going to cut out some more feet. My feet aren't great. Free cutting is not my style, so if you want to be more accurate to actual penguin feet, you might want to draw it out ahead of time. Afra's very offended that I'm not being accurate here, because, as a fellow avian, accuracy is important to her when it comes to her brethren. I don't think I cut that foot out quite well enough. Let's see, let's cut a little bit deeper. You can go a little overboard. Safer to go overboard on the part that, yeah, these feet aren't going to be all even. And probably not as good as my first attempt at this, but here's one foot, and here's my other foot. I'm just going to fold where the foot gets bigger, so they look like this, folded. And then I'm going to you don't need much glue. You just need kind of a little dab of glue. Little dab of glue, and then you're just going to press it up against the back. And then I'm going to do a little dab of glue. And basically, you can do the feet last. Yes, Afra, you can do the feet last if you want. What I'm doing them right now to let that black dry. I'm scooching back a little bit so you can see him. Because I need to give him eyes. And my little sample guy, I gave blue eyes. I think this little guy, I'm going to give him, not that yellow. I think I'm going to give him yellow eyes, but I want to give him we have a light yellow and a darker yellow, and I want to give him the darker yellow, because I think the light yellow against the black is not going to show up as well as I want it to. So I'm going to pick a different brush here. And just dab a little. We're going to dab a little more. And there's his little eyeballs. Although trust me, they are as out of proportion as they look. But there's my little penguin. So we have successfully made a little egg carton penguin. So I'm going to set him aside over here and let him dry. We'll show him completely dried at the end. And in the meantime, we're going to switch to our owl. And our owl is going to be, he's going to be made out of 2 parts, so I'm glad I grabbed the glue. But basically, you're going to take the top of your egg carton versus the bottom like we used for the penguin. Obviously, for this particular project, the ones that are flat all the way across are the best, but it's going to be okay to do it this way. And you're going to basically just cut it in half. Cut it straight down the middle. And you only need 1/2, so you can discard the other half. You can either use it to make another owl later, or you can not. All right. And then you're also going to take your bottom, as you can see this is the same one I cut off for the penguins, and I'm going to cut the other top end off. I'm just going to cut straight across as best I can. And my scissors are pretty good, so it's going to work pretty well. There we go. And you might already be able to tell, this is going to be our face. You got your beak and your eyes. So you're going to end up gluing it in like this. Okay? So, all right. What you want to do, and I'm going to actually draw this out, and there's a pencil somewhere on this table, but I've already lost it, so I'm going to use this handy-dandy pen. The sides here are going to become your wings. So what you want to do is I think I'm going to do it on the outside. I'm going to, sorry, Kara, just dropped this on her head. Trace a general wing shape, and then cut it out along there. And you only want to cut down to about here, because you want part of this bottom part for the feet. Okay? So I'm going to draw a wing shape here. All right, so I think you can see, I don't know if you can see, yep, you can kind of see my pen mark there. And I'm going to try and pretty much match that on the other side. So we're going to go here. Let's see, where did I? Okay. All right, let's see if that works, how well that looks. I can always trim it down a little bit if I need to. So I'm going to cut down to there. I'm going to kind of fold out. Make cutting easier. All right, and I'm going to cut basically straight down along here. And actually, I'm going to cut all the way down to here. Pull this piece off. I actually have a recycling and a trash can behind me now in this room, which is very helpful for these projects. Chop that out. I'm just going to cut up here. All right, and there is one of our wings. Now, yes, there's holes here in your body. You can certainly fill those in if you wanted to use even printer paper. You can just glue some from the back and color it in. Afra hates that idea, so I will not be doing that. Really, Afra? Is that so? I think what gets Afra when I do these is that Afra's gotten very used to Zoom and other such video chat. And when I talk, usually, somebody responds. And when I do these, I mean, you guys are commenting, but there's no verbal responses. And I think it throws her off. And I Afra. That's true. I honestly think that she thinks that she is helping by being my verbal response. That she's like, human is talking to themselves. I need to hold up my end of the conversation with the human. So, all right, so now we have our 2 wings. Feet are going to be a little more difficult. We saw how well I did with the penguin feet, so you can tell feet are not my strong suit. But owls have, more, claws, talons, so they're going to be a little sharper. So I'm going to kind of go, but I don't want to make them too difficult to cut out. So I'm going to kind of, all right, so you can see, there we go. You can see my drawn feet. I'm going to cut them out. Yes, Afra is a very, very good coworker. She makes sure I'm not going crazy, apparently talking to myself. And then Kara just sits calmly on my lap, apparently. Yeah, Afra, that's true. And I was saying, then I have Kara just sitting calmly on my lap while I craft. So, very helpful coworkers here in this house. Yeah, helpful coworkers. Not quite sure what she just tried to say, but those were definitely attempts at words. Yeah, Afra. I do appreciate it more when you attempt words versus just screaming at me. Yeah, exactly, like that. All right, so we're cutting out the feet here. I've almost got them. I just need to cut out. The nice thing about this egg cartons is they're pretty pliable, so you can kind of bend things out. All right, so here we have our feet. And I should have drawn the feet on the outside too, because now, I don't know if you can tell, but you can see I'm not necessarily going to cover the whole feet. So then, the only thing left to do to finish this up, to basically finish the owl, is I'm going to glue the face on. So let me take some glue. Glue, and it has convenient, right here on these, you can glue right away. And I'm gonna push that down. And there's our little owl. He's got his little wings. And then the best part about the owl is that you can then decorate him any way you want. You can color him to look like an owl. I mean, you can make him like more anatomically correct, or as much as you can when he's a little funky guy. Actually, I think, let me see, I'm gonna trim. Well, my owl looks like he's doing the like shoulders up to his ears thing, which owls do, I think, but it does look a little silly. So I mean, you certainly can trim the wings down. I'm gonna leave him. I think he's a little doofy, but I like him. I can also raise his head a little bit here. There we go. He's sinking because I haven't let the glue dry. So I'm going to set him aside for a second. But yeah, you can color him any way. If you have young kids, you can let them just scribble on them. You can try and paint them anatomically correct, color them in any way, shape, or form that you want. But let me go back to Mr. Penguin. I can see now I missed a few spots, so I will touch him up at some point. But here he is. There's the little penguin guy. His feet are diametrically the wrong sizes together. His eyeballs are also the wrong sizes together, but he's still really cute. He's still got his little heart for a nose. Yeah, so he looks pretty good. Pretty pleased with him, to be honest. Yeah, and then the owl, it's just a matter of letting his eyes dry on so that they don't sink, so he's not doing the owl shrug thing. I honestly, let me trim. See a little bit here that I need to trim. There we go. But yeah, I'm not going to color him right now. I will color him before next week because, again, I want his eyes to dry in place, which isn't going to happen right now. But again, both really simple, very minimum needed materials. And yeah, easy to make animals with egg cartons. I mean, Yes, Afro. Hi. You can also, I think one of the ones that people think of most, which is the one I thought of most, is if you cut down the middle, you can make like a caterpillar. Still pretty easy to do. Very hungry caterpillar type thing. But I found these two and really enjoyed them. Knew that they were the ones I wanted from the minute I started. And so yeah, so that's everything for this week. As I said, I will color my owl for next week. For next week, we have a very special arts and craft project. It is May 4th. So anybody who is a Star Wars nerd might know that as May the 4th, which has kind of become Star Wars Day because of the play on words. So next week, we're going to be making X-Wing starfighters from Star Wars out of paper towel or toilet paper rolls. So you'll need a toilet paper roll, as usual, something to color it with, paint, sharpies, markers, crayons, whatever, scissors, and you either need, if you have popsicle sticks, that's great. A couple popsicle sticks will be all you need. If you do not have popsicle sticks, that's okay. Collect some just cardboard, like if you get any boxes in, if you're getting essential supplies shipped in, if Amazon's actually managing to get you your packages this week. Keep one or two, even if you just slice off, one of the flaps. You can also use something from like a Swiffer box, like that kind of cardboard's okay. Just save a little bit of it, because what we'll do is we'll recreate the popsicle sticks using the cardboard next week for the X-Wing part, the X part of the X-Wing. So yeah, that's what we're going to do next week, along with some other fun Star Wars content from the library in general that day. And yeah, that's everything from me. So hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all this time next week.